dear Libra, this is a love reading, a prediction for the month of April with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And I'm reading in the order of the signs that showed the channel most love in the March love readings by liking, commenting, subscribing, becoming members and watching the ads. So thank you so much, Libra. And if you want to help out the channel without watching ads, you can become an extended member to my channel and get these readings ahead of time and ads free. And news is that I'm now doing spiritual growth readings for all the members to my channel and personal readings for the full members. Subscribe and then check this out through the join button or follow the link in the description box to learn more. And this will be a love reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, and Venus, Vedic or tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this side is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. I usually read for the empath side of the story within this dynamic, but also remember that the other person holds up a mirror of your shadow. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. I can also recommend that you watch the previous love reading for March because that's the energy right now, and this will be the prediction for April. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. Okay. When I open your deck here, I see Three of Cups in the reversed with the King of Cups in the reversed. So you might be dealing with someone that can't really handle their emotion that well. They might be prone towards different addictions. It can be like sex addictions or alcohol or drugs, but it doesn't have to be that serious. It can just be being a little bit addicted to always having people around, or like always fiddling with their phone, or not being able to kind of be alone for one night and feel one's own emotions. So really what I see is a person running away from their own emotions, or trying to keep their emotions like on a higher alert or higher level of fun, okay? And it's usually come with a lot of like hangover, and it doesn't have to be like from alcohol. It can be a hangover from trying to get like high, trying to be high, and eventually they will always come this low. So the person is maybe like up and down, up and down, up and down in their emotion, okay? High all the time. It might be your song because it came with a little bit melody. So high all the time. Sometimes the becomes more songs after I kind of close this video down. I can immediately start humming on something, and then it's another song for you, or maybe even the main song for you. So always check the description box for the songs because they are like mini tarot readings. Okay. So I call the four arc. Or I call the divine with love and light. And here we have a page of wands in reverse with the King of Cups. Here comes some more serious emotions though, like deep-hearted, deep-felt emotions. But the person fails to communicate them. Maybe they are scared opening their heart, or scared of showing love. So it's probably this one of the symptoms from this person's like their behavior, that they want to have this high of emotion, but they don't want to have real emotions. And here they have them, but they don't want to communicate that. It's maybe a secret. Okay. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. Six of Swords, Page of Wands. It's almost like this person is being haunted. They have all these feelings. They are trying to get high all the time to not feel the bad ones, or maybe missing you, and they can't communicate missing you, and they can't move on into like the next adventure, or to free themselves from from something that's real, but that's they're trying to avoid. It seems a little bit illogic, but this is what I'm seeing. Someone that has real emotion but trying to avoid them, or have real love but trying to avoid to communicate this. So it might either be that this is a secret admirer of yours crying their eyes out at night, can't tell you that they love you, or it might be that it's an ex-partner or someone that just acts almost like they don't care. They're preoccupying themselves with a lot of different things, but except the things that's for real. So 6 elements, 10 of swords with the 6 of swords in the reverse. So not being able to move on and into the next party or the next sunset or the next relationship is kind of killing this person. Not being able to leave the real emotions behind is very painful, very hurtful. Okay. 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So I want my dear Libras. Okay, so here we have a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and actually also the Libra 4 of Swords here. So I'm thinking there's a little bit of a conflict between these two people. Might be, for example, you have maybe judged this person as you don't want to have anything to do with them, and they are trying to make it on their own. Or it might be that this is the other person, and that they have been acting cold towards you, but then they are kind of working on self-love to improve themselves. And I'm also it's a Libra. This is Libra. This is Libra. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Or it can be like a businesswoman or a businessman or someone that's trying to focus on self-love. And so it's almost like we don't want to touch this right now. We don't want to deal with this right now. We just want it to be over. We just want to forget about it, or we want to like act like it never happened. So that's some kind of side note to this. This might be your reaction to the whole thing, that the other person is over emotional, trying to get high all the time, and you are just trying to forget. But it's usually goes a little bit both ways, that we can try to get high all the time and be very over emotional, but also put the lid on and try to suffocate these emotions. Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Maybe you want to find someone new. Maybe you're tired of this bullshit and you just want to find something new. 7 of Wands, saying no to all the drama, all the different addictions, all the not telling you exactly how it is, all the secrets, everything that's making your life a mess. You are saying no thank you to it. You're trying to kind of put it in the past, is what I'm feeling. But with the 6 of Swords in reversed, someone in this relationship has a hard time putting the situation in the past. So I'm thinking it's a little bit fog here on this lens, so I will try to clear it. I don't know if that was any better, but and maybe I accidentally touched it. So I will just tune into you, the person most on your mind, and your relationship in April. Okay, so this is the new bottom of the deck, and we have a 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups is reconciliation, fixing things, forgiveness, past life karma, getting another chance to heal this, or heal yourself, heal your inner child work. Even if we are trying to put the lid on here and move on, or both people is trying to move on, there's still an element with the 6 of Swords in the reverse and the 6 of Cups in the upright position that kind of tells me that probably both people would rather want a reconciliation, but you don't think that it's a good idea, and the other person is not really in contact with their emotions at all, or having too much of them. So, and this is the old bottom of the deck, so 7 of Cups, kind of that, what I just said. So I'm also feeling like someone have had a lot of options, like had a lot of different relationship that they could preoccupy themselves with and keep themselves on this high, never have to be alone, never have to feel abandoned, and going from person to person to person to person. Doesn't have to be like a person sleeping around though. It can be that we just we need to call a friend, or we need to make people excited by us so that they will call us constantly, or get our attention constantly. So it's again this cover up for this tragic emotions. So this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation with this person. This is what's on their mind about you, and this is their feelings towards you. This is the bond between you two. This is their feelings, your behaviors and attitudes towards them. Outcome for April, their behaviors and attitudes towards you. So we start with the situation. And we have this darn 8 of Cups in reverse. You know, when you're trying to leave a bad situation, you're trying to leave a past pattern or a past karma behind. I'm finally done. I have learned my lesson. I will move on. And then it's like a rubber band that ties you to this situation. So the further you go away from this situation, the tenser the rubber band gets, and eventually it pops back. It's usually everything in life goes a little bit in circles. It's the same. Let's say that you have lost someone. Let's say that they actually left this world and you weren't able to be with them anymore. You will come back to the sorrow in circles. And so one day the pain will be really intense, and you will feel like this shouldn't ever have happened. But then it starts to feel a little bit better, and you're able to get a life. And then when you come maybe back to that date, or just it's like the planet is moving in it's in the same position again, and you will feel the pain intensely. So this is how things goes. This is how souls process what they have been through. But this is also how we forgive. So we can be really pissed off at the person at one point. But on a later point, when we have gone a lot of laps, being pissed off, being maybe starting to heal, starting to forget, being pissed off, starting to heal, starting to forget, being pissed off. And eventually here it comes to a point where we instead start to forget and kind of forget what the person did, and start to forgive what the person did, and starting to feel, it wasn't that bad. And we have totally forgotten how it was to be in that situation. But here it's like our heart is starting to swell with love and forgiveness. And it's natural, and it's a part of humans healing, but it also makes you vulnerable to go back in an old situation again. And sometimes this is what kind of the divine is preparing you for, to forgive and forget, so they can push you out on another episode of the drama. So we'll need to be a little bit careful when the 8 of Cups in reverse is around. And this is what's on your mind about this person most on your mind. And we have 9 of Wands in the reverse. It shows that it has been a really tough journey for you, and you have been really worn down by the situation, and you have put up a lot of walls towards the situation. But when the 9 of Wands comes in the reverse, it usually shows a great deal of exhaustion. It can even become to that severe state that we get like PTSD from the situation, because we are so exhausted. We are kind of pushed to the brink of what we can handle. And it comes to a state where we give up a little bit. And it's actually a rather good state, because you are both tired of the situation, but you're also not very dramatic at this point. You are more exhausted, so you don't have the energy to be dramatic. And this makes you being able to accept reality much more. It makes your skin a little bit thinner, but also your head a little bit thicker, because you start to protect yourself against what's going on. And in the same time, you are not putting more like wood to the fire, really. So you're not having the energy to go in and give the other person another, hit. It's more like, it's so much, and it gives you a perfect state of knowing exactly what to do. Because here you don't have any energy for the BS. You have only energy for what is real, and what is what you are feeling for real, and how you are feeling about the situation for real. So this might make us, for example, become like snap at someone, but it usually comes from a very pure place of your soul, because before you had a lot of things that was installed to prevent you from snapping at the person. But here, like, things comes out for real, because we don't have the thick skin, but we are also the warrior energy. So we are ready to do the exact right thing that's needed to protect ourselves in the situation, and none of the bullshit with, for example, I shouldn't say that, or I shouldn't do that. But it's more comes from a place of your soul, and your human self isn't it's too exhausted to do anything about it. So I'm thinking you're sick and tired of the situation. You don't have energy for any bullshit, and but you're also kind of in a position that you are almost forced to keep it real. So, and this is the other person's what's on their mind about you. And we have a Two of Swords in the reversed here. So Two of Swords in the reverse. It feels like they are ignoring you, or ignoring that you are ignoring them. Because we can see here, all people's backs are turned towards this situation. This person have their back turned towards that person, that have their back turned towards this person, and this person has the back turned towards the whole situation. So we're just trying to ignore it, hope that it will go away, hope that the connection that has been felt will end, and that we won't feel pain anymore for how we were treated, or how the other person behaved towards us. That can be hard to digest, because people have a very clear sense of justice, and if we are wronged in any way, it can be hard for us to move on from that without getting real closure. But here we're trying to move on. It seems like people have accepted that this will be no closure, or there will be no happy ending to this situation. So they're just trying to suffocate their own heart to not stick around in this situation. So no one is real pissed off, or no one is real like agitated or dramatic. It's almost like both people are being dragged by the divine through a situation which neither wants to be in. Okay. And this is the bond between you two, and it's a 10 of Cups in reverse. So it might be memories of what has been, or what could have been. As I said, it's hard to let go of the happy ending. We always want a happy ending, and if we can't get the other person to apologize or behave better, we might always have an attachment to the happy ending that got lost, and that is making it hard for us also to move on or leave the situation, because we need that happy ending. It's almost like if you do this and then we don't do the last part, or we just do this and don't do the last part. It's like the human brain needs a closure. It needs like the ending, and this is what I'm feeling here, like the emptiness when we don't get the closure, or we don't get like a good situation happening, or the dream come true. So I think this is two rather like now at least sober people. So if there's been a lot of what we saw in the beginning, it's probably showed a lot of the past, what was the problem, that maybe one person in this equation weren't able to communicate with their own emotions in a healthy kind of way. But now people have sobered up. It's a lot of bottles and cigarettes left from the last night's party, and we are trying to ignore what happened, what we did, what the other person did, and we don't want to go to that place again. Okay, so it's going to a song, but it's a Swedish one, so it won't really help you, but I can translate a little bit, and it's about not sucking life out of life, but actually kind of being a little bit more modest with things, that because we try to suck everything out of a situation, we will be left with ashes and like empty bottles and tears and pain. So sometimes we need to accept that, leave a situation even if we are on a high, or take a step back from a situation even if we are on a high. And it might be either your energy I'm reading into, or the other person's energy, that think life will not stay at the high, so better leave when it's good. Or it's definitely a person try to avoid drama, but we still have drama, so it probably didn't help. This is your feelings about the situation, and we have a Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands, it's some self-protection and knowing one's worth and how we want to be treated, and also an ability to tell the other person how we want to be treated. So we are not fearful of the consequences. For example, how will this person react if I say I have a boundary here, or I don't want this kind of behavior? It's more like, this is what is real, this is how I feel, this is what's going to go down. And so we are not fearful to lose a relationship if we are not being met with respect. It's more important that we are met with respect and to maintain the relationship. And that's rather good. It's really good, because that means the Queen of Wands will only entertain good relationships and not spend time in the bad ones. And that is, my friend, how you now these days are keeping it real. You have almost become allergic to BS situation where people are treating you like crap, or taking you for granted, or stepping over your boundaries, or whatever it is that they are doing. And you are kind of gracious about it, because she's not in a reverse, like really pissed off. It's more that this is who I am, this is how I want to be treated, and you are allowed to be around me, and we can have a good exchange. We can be adults that's taking care of each other. But if you don't want to agree to the values I am stating for this relationship, I'm graciously letting you go. So it's a person being rather adult. So it shows you being adult in this situation, and you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and you're prepared to stick up for it in a not super dramatic way, because it's this tired feeling with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, that it's just this. I won't argue with you. This is what I need. If you don't need that, if you can't, meet me there, it's fine. I'm letting you go. So it's that kind of energy what I'm feeling. And here we have the other person's feelings, and it's a King of Wands in the reverse. I'm kind of tapping into this person being the one that weren't able to deal with their own emotions, and they're trying to still ignore the situation. It's probably a person that have their survival skill is to act adult and do childish things. So they, on a surface level, they act adult, like they don't care. They are not super into the situation. Whatever you do is fine. But on the other hand, they have this outburst of dramatic energy that we saw with the King of Cups also in the reverse. I think this person is trying to win over you by ignoring you. Is trying to beat the last thing out of you, like the last, like they want to squeeze the last energy out of you, maybe wanting you to chase them, for example. And they are trying to do that with their pride intact. So it's a little bit, the King of Wands is a little bit selfish. It's what I said with if the Queen of Wands would have been in reversed. And then comes the King of Wands in the reverse, showing a person that mostly think about themselves and they want to win in this situation. Doesn't matter what it costs, even if it costs like real love, because we saw that the person had, they had real love, but they didn't want to display it. So it's a person taking pride in not displaying emotions, and then having like big outburst of emotions, or maybe drinking in silent, or going off and taking drugs just to have this vent from this act, because it's really act, and it's an act of being like a little bit of a bastard, because we want to show people how little we care. So the person has their reasons for this. Maybe if let's say that when they were a child, because we had the Six of Cups card, kind of tells me that it might have to do with the childhood. And let's say that this person was a little child here, and they were offering up like beautiful emotions, for example, to their parents, and their parent acted like this towards these emotions and said, "Oh, you're such a you're so silly, and you're so or you're such a I don't want to say any of these bad words that's coming to my mind here, but it's a person maybe telling this person, if a little boy coming in with flowers, they say, you're such a sissy, or you're such a lady, you need to man up. And so now the person has manned up, and they are as stiff and as untouched by real emotion and real love, what the child once offered their parent here, as their parent were. Okay, so it's like a disease and it's spreading. And so that's what I'm seeing for that person. They still have all these emotions that they had as a child. It just comes out with this addiction thing, or like doing things when they're drunk that they would never do when they are sober, and then say, I forgot all about it. But it was really their inside self that's being displayed when they were drunk. So this is your behaviors and attitudes. Three of Swords. So you're really hurt by this situation because you wanted a happy ending, and this person refused to give you any kind of happy ending. They just ignoring that they also want this happy ending, and that's what you just trying to accept, and you're trying to, there's nothing you can do more than to be in your own self-respect, and you have learned where your limits are. So you can just accept that this person is not giving you the happy ending, even if they are not getting a happy ending either. So they are not telling you the thing you probably both know, that they have deep feelings, and that they are like it was for real, but they are never going to admit to it, and they're going to let this relationship, sink without any attempt of saving it. That's what I'm feeling, but we'll see if I'm also right, because we will look with because that's how you behave here. It's as this person is going to do that, and you accept it. You accept the pain from that. It's nothing you can do. You can't get sympathy from this person, or you can't squeeze an apology out of this person. You can't control them and make them change their mind, so they will or change their behavior, so they will be a more loving person. So you just have to accept that, yes, it's heartbreaking, but nothing I can do about it now. You have done all you can. You have been through hell and back and learned self-respect on the way. So and here you're probably learning to let go of the happy ending that you wanted. Sometimes you can't just get it, and then you need to accept it and let it go, and that will hopefully give you some kind of closure. So this is this other person's behaviors, and we have a Five of Cups. So I'm just seeing the self-destructive behavior continuing, that the person is wallowing in their own unprocessed emotions, unprocessed or the love that they never gave or never got, or the empathy that they felt but never displayed, or it's a lot of things, like it's big parts of this person that's not being allowed in their life. So they are not living a full life because of this. They are living a half life because there's half of their own inner archetypes, like their inner child, their feminine side, and other parts of them is kind of locked into the basement. So this person can never become happy because they are really empty, and it comes from oppressing certain parts of themselves to the extent that they are not almost like a living person. They have a living, beating heartbeats, a lot of passion here, and this kind of shows you to be soulmates with this fire going on and the Ten of Cups, but this person is ignoring it and is being very self-destructive in this situation. This person can snap and, you know, do something irrational, like driving into another car on the highway, or getting into a fight, or something. The person can snap because they're holding so much inside of them and they're refusing to deal with it, and it saddens me. Okay, so this is the outcome for April, and we have the Hierophant in the reversed. So basically it just shows that if you wanted this person to commit to the relationship, for example, let's say that you have a brother that acts like he doesn't want to be a part of the family, and he ignores you, even though you know that he's kind of, I'm seeing like a person that's walking on feet that's, it's a gruesome picture, but the person doesn't have any feet, but they keep on walking like this. So it's a really traumatized person, but it's the only thing they know how to protect themselves is to walk away from the help, or walking away from the people that's their family, or walking away from the person that they love. So it's horrible, and it's making me nauseated, but it's not something I can change. The only person that can change it is this person, and you have realized it too with the Three of Swords in the reversed, that if we surround ourselves with people like this, they will drag us down, and we will be living in the same hell they do. So it's no point with that, because you learned that you are worthy of more. You don't have to live in hell just because another person does it. I think you have become a little bit more individualistic, so you can be able to stand on your own 2 feet and hopefully make yourself happy. We see a rather beautiful garden here, and this person, they choose to live in this empty, hollow landscape of like, it's probably a big cry for help, but they're not allowing any help. So just let them wander out in the night. Let them wander, let them become lost. It's nothing you can do. You can't prevent them from doing this to themselves. They need to come to the same point you came, you know, be so sick and tired of what they have been through that they need to keep it real. They have no energy to keep up the charade anymore, and that usually comes with a mental breakdown. But you know, it's a breakdown that can turn into a breakthrough if the person doesn't continue suffocating what's inside. So I want to see what they would want to say to you. I want to marry you. We have the 2 cards for like being married here, but they come in the reverse, so that's probably one of their secrets. Hit and run. And this is what makes them feel safe. This is how they want things to be displayed, as they never cared. They didn't have a heart. The situation was never important for them. The family was never important for them. Your relationship was never important. The friendship was never important. They are free, and they don't have, you know, any regrets whatsoever. Their life is a hoot, you know, being high all the time. But the hit and run, it just means they are running from themselves, and you are not, so you are the lucky one here. I can't handle one more heartbreak, and that's probably the reason to why this person is acting like as cold as they do, because they don't want anyone to touch their feelings. They don't want to be dependent on someone or love someone just to be disappointed again. So this is how they want to keep their relationships, like short and sweet. And they don't want to fall in love with someone to the point where they want to marry them, because that means they have something that's so valuable that it will hurt when they lose it. Can't handle one more heartbreak. But they're letting you handle heartbreak just fine, so they're very selfish. I wanted to aim for something better for myself, so that's another part for this person, but I can actually see what they're coming from. Probably your relationship was kind of dramatic and they want something that's better. But when you don't work on yourself, when you don't deal with your issues, you just blame the other person. You can't come into a new relationship and expect it to be better. Wherever you go, there you are. You're still, coming with your energy. So it doesn't help them to change you for another, or get a new family or get new friends, or they will probably end up the same with them. And same goes for you, but you have made big changes here with the Queen of Wands in the upright position, so you're keeping it real, and that is going to help you in relationships. Not immediately, probably, if you have tendency to come into relationships with people that's doing a classic hit and run. You probably have abandonment issues, and you will continue meeting people that will abandon you. It's just a matter of you not abandoning you, and then slowly this your karma will change, because it changed by how you treat yourself. And so you can't help this person, and if they want to find another relationship, another person that they can drag through this hell, it's sad, because the other person, you can't save them. They would probably not be very appreciative if you went to them and said, this is what's going to happen to you in this relationship. But I'm feeling this like a train wreck person that's going to train wreck everything they touch, because they just can't keep it real. And if you can't keep it real, you will continue creating like houses of cards and of bullshit. So I want to see what you would want to tell this person. I was scared of being used, and yeah, you probably were used with this person. Even if they felt like they wanted to marry you, they never told you, because that was the worst thing that could happen, that they would fall for someone, because this person can't handle being, loving someone for real and acting like they love them and then be disowned again. It's what happened to them when they were a child, so they don't want that to happen again. It would be the worst thing ever. So it's better that you feel that way all the time, and it's fine for them because they don't feel your feelings. And then we have, I was serious about us, so you were serious about them. They were, their heart was serious about you, but nothing else. So you really put in good effort into this situation. That's probably why you're so exhausted. And I love someone else. I don't know exactly how to interpret that, so I will take actually from Enchanted Maps to see. I love someone else. Stormfields. So I'm going to read this card for you. 9. I hope you will get it, at least. So, this too shall pass. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release, just as a storm in nature must break. And this is kind of describing the other person, how uptight they are. For these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stir things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to grow, seeds to be widely disturbed, and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little bit. I think this kind of says that, yes, this person kind of wrecked your life and used you. And even if you were serious and you were aiming towards the happy ending, this person were never ending. They didn't want a happy ending, okay? Because they couldn't handle one more heartbreak, so they refused a happy ending. They just wanted to keep it light and fun and keep themselves high all the time. So I think this says that you will love someone else, that it's starting with you loving yourself, and in the end, you will find someone else, someone on a new level. And now is not the time to engage in any activity that brings unwanted chaos or drama into your life. So you want to love someone else as well. This kind of storm can be destructive, and you regret your actions later. Hurtful words will be carried on the wind and bring a tornado of betrayal, anger, and unnecessary angst. Find shelter. This turbulent weather will pass, and your house will be untouched. Say no drama. Wait till the storm blows over. Only then you will be heard. I'm thinking this is very healthy, and this is the natural outcome out of a situation like this, that if we can't be loved, of course we need to aim our love to someone else. Right now you're aiming your love towards them still, and we can see this with the Queen of Wands facing this situation, what could have been, but you're also accepting that it's not happening right now. I never wanted to hurt you, so you still seem to have empathy for the person, and you never had you were serious about them, so you never had the idea of breaking their heart. If they would have only trusted you, you would have been able to give them what they wanted when they were a child, so you could have had a really happy ending. But they didn't know, and they refused to trust you with their heart. So this is the outcome, and it's not something you can do to change it. You have learned a great deal how to love yourself, and that will bring cleansing to your life, and you will be able to love people that actually loves you back. So this is probably have been a great healing moment for you. What we can also see with the Three of Swords in the reverse, when it hangs like this, the swords that have its heaviest here, it will be like with gravitation, it will be pulled out of your heart. So it's healing happening. I want to see what's the outcome for this relationship that you are thinking of so hard. Okay, so it's codependency, and we have already kind of seen that you have been codependent to a person that for the life of them they couldn't save themselves, and they couldn't have hope enough to aim towards happiness. So and you thought that maybe you could save them, but that wasn't possible. And but with your relationship, you have actually started to heal old family issues, both within them and yourself. So this wasn't in vain. They will remember this, even if they can't follow your lead right now. Eventually they will have the benefit of the love that they got from you, and you have definitely benefited from the lesson that they gave you. And I think you can start to forgive the people in your life that abandon you like this, because you realize that they were just like this person, traumatized, and they weren't able to be there for you in the way that you needed, but you can be there for you in the way that you need. And we see new love. So I'm pretty sure that this relationship will end, even if you both seem to have a hard time letting go, because this person is not putting in any effort into the situation. So that's making it like even the divine is giving up on this, and going to like calculate new destinies for you, so you can find new love. And you hopefully, and very likely, on a totally new level, while this person will probably be left here still, since they weren't able to take in so much new ideas or learning as you have done. You have made a real journey here. So we'll see what their soul will tell you. And I actually took the wrong cards, but it's fine. Inspiration. A wave of inspiration and a stream of beautiful ideas are about to enter your aura. It's important that you trust your intuition at this time. Pay attention to unusual thoughts that come to your mind, and do not discount your imagination. Many wonderful ideas which have served humanity were initially scoffed or ridiculed. We, your guardian angels, will help you discover ways to apply your ideas and manifest new realities for your life. So I'm thinking this person is kind of saying that the ideas that you came with into the relationship, they are right. You don't have to give up on love. It's scoffed at and ridiculed, but their soul knows that you're right. Okay. And blessings. Love, light, blessings. Through this card, you are being showered with angelic light. Accept the blessings about to come your way and know that you deserve to be and have all your heart desires. To love someone else, but first self-love, but I think you have done a great job already. You are being lovingly guided along a golden path, a magical journey through which you shall discover your true essence, the infinitive and eternal you. So, congratulations. So it's really feeling like they're letting you go, and they realize maybe they took water over their head when they thought before they went down into this body that they could make this leap of faith and heal together with you, because that's the sadness that you feel is really towards what could have been and maybe what your two souls planned before you went down here. But for some reason they weren't able to make the quantum leap necessary, and so it definitely feels like their soul is letting you go. It's like save yourself, basically. And this was the deck of cards I was supposed to take from. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. This is what you're doing here. You're trusting that, yeah, you need to let go of this happy ending you wanted, and you need to accept what is. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. When you don't try to make the perpetrator into a nice, loving person, you can love someone else instead of the perpetrator. You love the perpetrator because you are conditioned to do so, but that doesn't have to be your destiny. Okay. So, my dear Libras, I really hope this helped. I would urge you to watch their True Thoughts and Feelings for your sign in the True Thoughts and Feelings playlist, or the What Do They Want to Have Happen Between You Two in the What Do They Want to Have Happen Between You Two playlist for your sign, because this will probably give you more information and maybe other angles and other possibilities if you can't accept this as your destiny. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.
Jet planes in the night sky with you.
Today, if you can't get enough of my readings on YouTube, you can now become a member to my channel and get access to premium content videos. There are 3 different levels to choose from. You can become a supportive member and get personal and spiritual growth readings for the collective.
Getting high in the sunrise with you.
The second option is to become an extended member, where you get access to the collective readings from the previous level, and you will also be able to see all the channel's astrological tarot readings for all the signs ahead of time and ads free.
Getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could build a time machine.
The third option is to become a full member, where you get access to all the perks from the previous levels. And on top of that, you will get short personal readings from me every week. It is very similar to super chat readings, but here you subscribe instead of paying for super chats.
'Cause time moves on, and now you're gone. Oh, if only I could build a time machine, I'd come and get you.
There is a lot of other perks that's available for all levels, as membership loyalty badges, custom emojis, and other special features.
I'd come and get you. I can't forget you. I miss you. I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that.
If you subscribe to my channel, you will be able to see the join button, where you can learn more about the membership. You can also follow the link in the description box to check this out. And if you are still not convinced that this is a good option for you, you can become a member just to support my channel and help me keep on doing readings for all the astrological signs. I hope you will join and we will have so much fun together. Thank you for watching this far. I'm sending you all my love and all my gratitude.